In stats I use AGI to increase attack and attack speed and STR to increase critical damage. To save a few SP I use the following star gems. MP charge to recover MP, thanks to abstract arms it can be used in battle. Sonic Wave for 100% chance to inflict tumble to the target. Martial Mastery increases attack by 3% and weapon attack by 30%. First Aid to quickly revive allies if they are knocked out. Recovery to remove any ailment. And Quick Aura to increase attack speed by 525%. War Cry is a buff that increases attack by 10% and removes fear. Long Range is a passive that increases the damage of all skills that can be used beyond 8 meters by 10%, Union Sword being one of them. Impact halves the MP cost of the next skill used, and Finale is useful for closing combos. Smash has a 100% chance to inflict flinch on the target, and Bash has a 100% chance to inflict stun. Shell Break with its Registlet and Annihilator buff has a 100% chance to inflict armor break. Abstract Arms, when evading while using a skill we leave a clone that ends the action for us. It can be used with most martial skills or with MP charge. Rush, I use this skill as a secondary skill when doing DPS, it is very fast and useful in certain cases. By activating Azura Aura it makes us immune for 2 seconds and increases all the damage we do by 30% as well as the critical rate by 75%, but it eliminates our MP recovery when making attacks. Flash Blink increases the short-range damage of the next skill used by 10%. Energy Control reduces all damage received to 0 during the skill animation, and if the attack is successfully reduced it increases weapon attack by 50% and stability by 10%. Martial Discipline at level 7 increases ASPD by 70 and 7% and all martial skills damage by 7%. In the next level cap maybe I will raise this skill to level 10. Slide brings us closer to 1 meter from the target, useful for opening combos. Brave Aura increases all damage by 20% and weapon attack by 30%, but we lose the buff if we receive an attack. All skills in the battle skills tree are passives that increase damage. Shikuchi allows us to run towards the target. Adlib only at level 1 to open combos, it is very useful for its fast animation and low MP cost. Annihilator increases weapon attack by 50% but reduces stability by 10% and flinch tumble stun chance to 0. Magic Warrior Mastery reduces the attack penalty when using MD to -5%. Conversion changes the properties of all Magic Blade skills, physical skills become magical and magical skills become physical. Enchanted Spell allows us to select certain skills to activate under certain conditions, it is very useful to combine with recovery or inflict ailments on the target. Dual Bringer equals our attack and magic attack for all Magic Blade skills but is reduced by the negative attack or magic attack on our equipment. We will use Enchanted Sword to generate stacks of Enchanted Burst. This skill allows us to consume stacks of Enchanted Burst to give us Enchanted Buff. If conversion is active it becomes Enchanted Grip, and when used it with 3 stacks gives us 33 seconds of Enchanted Buff without consume stacks. Union Sword performs a slow attack in the area, but its animation becomes fast if we have Enchanted Buff. If we point the movement pad towards the target, it will perform an extra attack called Reunion Sword that will completely consume Enchanted Buff. Reunion Sword uses the sum of our attack and magic attack when dealing damage. It can be made the most of by having Dual Bringer buff active. During the Siphon Barrier animation it will increase our physical and magical resistance by 45%, and if we receive damage during that time it will add 1 stack of Enchanted Burst. Magic Skin allows the level of refinement of the MD to grant the same amount of damage reduction as a shield and reduces the physical and magical damage received depending on the amount of MP we have. These are the combos I use, but I would like to go into more detail. At start I use Annihilator and follow my buff combo. This combo includes conversion to then use Enchanted Sword in magic mode and not damage the physical proration when generating Enchanted Burst stacks. After generating 3 stacks of Enchanted Burst with Enchanted Sword I use Brave Aura and prepare to use the Union Sword combo. This combo starts with E-Grip, remember that I am still with conversion active so it will give me 32 seconds of Enchanted Buff, followed by conversion that will change the mode so Union Sword will inflict physical damage without losing stacks. by using conversion and using the combo again can repeat the process and continue dealing damage without losing the enchanted burst stacks. If the battle were longer, cannot forget to use the buffs again, especially Dual Bringer. In this case I decide to put enchanted burst in the combo and consume my stacks since I know that the battle would end with that last attack. I tried to explain the combos as best I could. After all, it can be a little confusing if you've never used the skills. I also invite you to practice, try and create your own combos. These are the Registlets that I usually use. I almost always forget to use resonance, so I prefer to use HP heal. As for my equipment, I still use the same one that I showed in my first video about this class. If use 2 slots, I recommend Vlam as the second stall. For the MD, I recommend using one with the highest base attack possible and refined to +S. As for the element, it is not so necessary unless you want to inflict a certain ailment to the target. For neutral armor I use this one. If using DTE, it would be best to opt for one that does not have negative magic attack. A better option for the additional would be to use collar tie, but I use this one as it is cheap to get one with 2 slots. As a ring I use Machina ring for the same reason, it's cheap. Instead of Sikanokami it may be better to use red Ash Dragon Rudis for more damage, but I prefer attack MP recovery. Finally, in my avatars I try to accumulate the most physical pierce. Currently I have 20%.